What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael Inman and I'm an active duty service member in the United States military. On this channel I've chronicled my time with the Air Force and also I like to review military movies and TV shows. In today's video we're going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Let's get into it. I wrote down a couple of notes while watching it. I try to keep it anchored to a military perspective. So the first one, friendship saved his life. So earlier in the film, I don't know if you've seen it, I hope you have. You should probably watch all of the Star Wars films. So in this film, Episode 5, in the beginning, there's a situation in which Luke Skywalker is stuck kind of away from his base. So the main base is in a very Arctic area, and so he's going to do a run, going to do something outside of the base, but it's very important that everyone return to the base by nighttime because it gets too cold on this planet at night to really survive. So one thing that I found noteworthy was that through having someone by your side, whether it be a brother in arms or just a friend in life, that relationship led to him not dying because Luke was not able to get to the base before it was nighttime and he got lost and I think was heading into hypothermia. But his friend said, I'm going to find my friend. So you guys lock the gates, lock the big wall. I have to go find him. We'll figure it out. The next note I wrote is when Darth Vader provided the quote, "The general is as clumsy as he is stupid." And this relates to when the Empire was arriving at the planet in which the rebels had a stronghold. And so unfortunately from the Empire's perspective, one of the generals commanding the ship had the ship jump out of warp speed way too close to the planet so that the element of surprise was blown. The general is as clumsy as he is stupid. Meaning, I don't care if it was a mistake or a lack in judgment. The point is, it's a note to everyone who wants to be, a leader, whether it be in the civilian world or in the military. Try not to be that general, okay? Next thing I wrote, Imperial walkers into it. Earlier in the film, you will see these large, very tall things with 4 legs, similar to an animal, but a machine, a military vehicle has been made to emulate a large mammoth. I don't like the vulnerability of them, people just wrapping their legs in a durable cord and them falling over. So that's why it might not work out in the real world because that vulnerability is way too problematic unless you built in something to counteract that cord. But aesthetically, I like that it can cover a lot of ground because you're very high up, you have big steps going on, and thus you're able to have the high ground with your weapons. But as you saw in the movie, there's some huge vulnerabilities when you have 4 legs and you need 4 to kind of stay balanced. Next thing I wrote, I really appreciated that Princess Leia was a commander. So it seems as though, and this is I think a thing in a number of countries, the royal children are brought up in military academies and military schools and often sometimes will be, commissioned and do military service to a point. And so I liked that Princess Leia was not only, I think, a politician, then she dibble-dabbled in diplomacy because she's a princess, but then also it did seem she had some sort of military understanding. It seemed as though she was taught a few things and she's like, no, I can command this thing if I need to. I know how to make tactical and operational and strategic military choices. You're welcome. So I appreciated that. This is still a very exciting movie. I know it's been, 45 years ago. That is wild. So even though it came out 45 years ago, literally the second Star Wars film to ever come out is still quite entertaining. Next thing I wrote was, I love how underestimated and understated. So understated, which led to him being underestimated, Yoda was. The introduction of Yoda is wild. He's so funny. It's so funny the way they introduce this character. So he's very understated. I also probably would not have clocked him or recognized this to be the Jedi Master I was looking for on this weird swampy planet. But also the weird fighting thing before he reveals who he is. He's tug-of-warring for a lighter or something, or a flashlight. He's like, mine. Continuing on with the Yoda train, this quote still rings true, or rings as a goal. No, try not, do or do not. There is no try. And I like that. Now, it is not realistic because you are supposed to always try, and sometimes you will not achieve what you intended to, but that means you're trying for things that aren't always accessible, which is the point of life. Don't just go for things you know you'll get. Really extend your reach. So actually the quote doesn't really work, but the intention behind it's pretty good. Commit to what you're committing to. That's what he's saying. In practicality, you're gonna miss some shots, but that's okay. That's part of this journey called life. Later in the movie, Darth Vader kills one of his generals. That was something I just wrote as, maybe that's not the best call because it's just gonna cause a chilling effect. So a less egregious example would be if you reprimand your second in command in front of an entire room. That is not going to cause the effect you want. So reprimanding your number two or even lower, so just reprimanding anyone overly aggressively in a very public setting sometimes can cause a chilling effect where people are scared to be honest with you, and then they start to lie to you or change what the truth is to make sure you're not that upset. So then how do you know if you're getting the real data? You don't know. How do you know if you're getting told the real story, or if they're leaving out certain details that might be critical, but that they don't want to be the one who delivers bad news? What do they say? Praise in public, reprimand in private. Okay, it's not really military related, but of course you gotta mention the whole, I am your... Let me stop. Go watch it yourself. We love a monumental scene. And the last thing I noted was that Darth Vader's ship, as compared to the other admirals or generals or other just standard Empire fighter ships, his ship is iconic. So make sure you spot that next time you watch the movie. His ship is different, looks better, looks cooler, probably has better functionality and capabilities, just so we're clear. But his ship, his little, I think his wings go up? I don't know. It's legit. It's a very cool ship. Thank you for joining me on this discussion of episode 5 of Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. If you like these videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell to on so you know when I upload brand new videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Michael Inman _. I will see you later as we continue this journey, and until then, have a great rest of your day. Bye.